Hi everybody, it's Tina Plackinger. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for joining me today. I hope the lighting is okay. I don't like it when the lighting makes me look ancient. The horse has arrived at the end of the acre. The neighbors I was telling you about, they brought in their horse a couple days ago. And of course my dogs, being country ghetto, like they are, or like they were before I found them, I don't think they've ever seen a horse before, so there's quite a bit of barking going on and so forth. But it's a beautiful horse, very, very tall. And what it did was it reminded me of my childhood. I was telling you guys that I am, very city. Okay, well, I became very city when I was into pro bodybuilding. But actually, when I was a teenager, my dad, there was my mom, my dad, and my two sisters, so there were 3 girls. We had a ranch. We had a horse ranch for a number of years. We had 4 acres, and we had 5 horses. Sometimes I don't mean to lie. I've always been known to tell the truth and to not lie, even if it was brutal. But what I do sometimes is, I don't know why. I don't know if it's some of the trauma-based mind control. I'm not sure what it is, but I say things that aren't true to myself. Sometimes to make things make sense. I don't know. But anyways, we had 5 horses, and we bred them. And I was there for those events too. That's quite a thing to see when you're a kid. But we had an Arabian mare. We had an Arabian stallion, Amber and Timba. And we had a Pinto mare, Brandy. We had a Shetland pony, Champ. And a quarter horse named Tripper. We had African geese. We had ducks. We had a goat, Billy, and a pet squirrel monkey, Tammy, believe it or not. I was always my dad's sidekick, and so I helped him build the stables, and I helped him build the corral, and I learned all kinds of things. If you're in a field and there's 40 horses coming at you, to stand and go like this. They will come, but they'll run around you. I learned how to run out of a corral and dive through the wood real fast because the stallion was coming at me. Yeah, I learned all kinds of cool things, and I had a very, very cool life, I think that being raised in the country as a kid is the best thing ever. And then go to the city, which is exactly what had happened in my life. I have not had a boring life. My dad was not a boring guy. During all this time, we were in a small communities, and small schools, 400 kids in the high school. There was a high school, there were 400 of us. So 9, 10, 11, and 12. So there were about 100 in each grade. I did graduate. We had mini bikes. We would go strawberry picking and put the strawberries in a shoebox and strap them to the back. Got caught by the cop because we were on the highway. Not a freeway, not a city freeway, but we were on a country highway. Yeah. The cop called my parents, and the mini bike got traded in for, I think, a lawnmower. But Yeah, we had a real nice life. I learned a lot of things. I even competed in a 4-H fair competition where I think you were supposed to have an egg on a spoon and ride the horse. Yeah, I didn't win, but I remember I was young, 15 maybe. I was on the horse and I was at the fair and I was riding the horse and had to go into the barn, and it was rearing up on this lady and this man, and somebody had to come and help me. But yeah, we would brush the horses, and the bales of hay were always so heavy for me, and Billy the goat would take the barn stairs upstairs into the hayloft, and then come down the stairs and ram his head into the wood wall before going down the second set of stairs. So those were fun things, You grew up on a farm. We didn't plant stuff. I don't remember planting things. My dad wasn't a farmer, though he could really grow some stuff. But anyways, the seeing the horse yesterday brought back some reality to me. And I thought to myself, yeah, look at that, I don't have to be a phony to anybody. I don't have to be a let's pretend to anybody. I never have. But it's important for me to acknowledge the life that I've had and to say it, And that's what I'm doing. So it's pretty nice to see the horse. My dogs aren't used to him at all. But it is what it is, and it's quite nice. I had a girlfriend back when I was in 7th and 8th grade, 9th grade, Regina. She had a pet pig that was housebroken, way before having pet pigs were even in style. So, yeah, and the country roads were very long and very windy and very desolate, and the school bus would come and pick us up and drop us off. So I was raised country, And then I went into a big city, went into big city then after that. I guess it was after I graduated from high school. I went into big city, and then from there became a state and national champion bodybuilder, and then moved out to California and became professional. So just wanted to bring that up. I don't know if we're in the 5th seal. I don't know if we're in the 4th seal. I can make myself really crazy trying to figure that out. And but I do appreciate some very special people who have been raised in the church and really know the Bible and have even gone to seminary or Bible college. They keep me on the straight path. And it's funny because I've known lots of people in my life, have always enjoyed very much people from different cultures, loved it. And I always liked people who weren't like me. I mean, why be with somebody who's just like me? You know what I mean? That's pretty boring. I always would gravitate toward people who were absolutely, totally different from me. And, you learn things that way, and it's exciting. And I became very worldly that way. But you can give 10 people the same thing to read and then ask them what they think of it. And you'll get anywhere from between 7 to 10 different opinions. So I guess that puts me back to getting out of what I hope. And, being in that place where nobody knows when the day will come. The Lord is going to come like a thief in the night. We are supposed to be diligent and sober and watch and be ready. you know. So, anyways, I want you to know that I will be pulling the video that I made for the ministry. I just want it to be out there so that, you know, they get it. I don't watch a whole bunch of TV evangelists anymore. I do watch a few of them. Rodney Howard-Browne has been very interesting lately. He's had a guy on there, I think his name is John Shuttleworth. Rodney Howard-Browne is from South Africa. There was a guy that I interviewed for my column in Flex magazine, or Iron Man magazine, I think it was, Iron Man magazine, who was from South Africa. They're very, very polite people. Very, very polite, with a great accent. Again, I love different cultures, different foods, different races, that sort of thing. Always have. Usually I read Treading on Serpents on my channel. Well, I know what I was going to say. Thank you for letting me do that. I will be pulling that video soon. I won't be keeping it on the internet forever. There are people who I watch, and, I watch a lot. Not a lot, but a few different targeted individuals, and, they are... I tolerate them because they have good things to say, If you watch Targeted Individual, then one guy is from Texas. He's a real tough guy, too. He, very smart, highly educated. I mean, off the charts. He chews that stuff in his cheek and spits in a spittoon while he's talking. Another guy swears every other word. But they have good things to say. And again, they're just different people. But I can tell you that targeted individuals are very smart, they're very creative, they're wonderful, really wonderful people. I'm not surprised that we're not targeted, really, when you think about it, because the average Joe Schmo, really is not like that. As far as certain things, a lot of them are very narrow-minded, have never been anywhere in their whole lives, are very territorial, and wait for somebody like us to come in the neighborhood and rob us and take our ideas and then put them to use and flaunt them in front of us while we suffer the persecution of the community, hatred. It's quite interesting. And I'm so glad that I've had a life, because those things have, a lot of those things have happened in front of me where there's been a lot of energy put into it to break me, and I was oblivious to them. It's amazing, quite frankly. Maybe it was just God's protection. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. And maybe it has been that where I've just lived under the shadow of the Almighty, where He's protected me from really being terribly offended and terribly busted up. I talk about being sexually assaulted in my home. I mentioned it on that ministry video. I wasn't just sexually assaulted, I was brutally assaulted. I mentioned it on Zeph Daniels' channel, the Zeph Report, and it triggered me. And then I just went off and had diarrhea of the mouth. Terrible interview. That triggered me. I'd never spoken about it ever before. I hadn't talked in about 15 years. It was my second interview, and here I am talking about this sexual assault in detail. It was very brutal. Again, I was protected from a lot of that. So, anyways, I don't want to really read Treading on Serpents right now. I want to bring that back in July when we have Suicide Awareness Month in honor of Zeph Daniels' daughter's death, or in honor of Zeph Daniels' daughter, Francesca, who died 2 years ago. So that's our Suicide Prevention Awareness Month in July. So I'll be reading Treading on Serpents then. But for right now, I thought I have friends that I've never met, but I have good friends that have never read the book of Revelation. And I just want to read the introduction today and tell you that, you know what I think we ought to do? I think I ought to read the book of Revelation. Because it says in here that if you hear it, you will be blessed. If you read it, you will be blessed. So why not do that now? To, bust up a little time. And, there's 2 more months before July gets here. There's 22 chapters in Revelation. Why not do that? I've done a lot of Revelation Bible studies, again, through the TV over the years, but really have never sat down and really read from chapter 1 all the way through chapter 22. And somebody sent me a link yesterday and told me to read Revelation 22, 18 and 19. A warning. For I testify to everyone who hears the words of the prophecy of this book. If anyone adds to these things, God will add to him the plagues that are written in this book. 19. And if anyone takes away from the words of the book of this prophecy, God shall take away his part from the book of life. Yikes. That's my word in there. I don't want to add anything. I don't need any more problems. God shall take away his part from the book of life, from the holy city, and from the things which are written in this book. So, why not read it? It says right here in Revelation 1:3, blessed is he who reads and those who hear the words of this prophecy and keeps those things which are written in it, for the time is near. So why don't we do that? Okay, and let me know what you think about that idea. Let me know if you think that that'd be a cool thing to do. We could do a chapter at a time. And I have the New King James Version. But if you prefer the King James Version, I can do that. And I can also do the Amplified. I don't have my NIV here. It's at my mom's house in Chicago. Or it's in the back seat of the truck. I don't know. It's somewhere, but I don't have it right here. I do believe you should always have a Bible in the vehicle. I don't know why. A Bible and a blanket. It's the way I just feel. So, okay, let's do this. And let me know what you think, and let me know what Bible you prefer, and we'll take it from there. If you don't want to do this, okay, fine. But, we could use some more blessings. We are blessed, but, why not do this? I've been walking around thinking, what can I do? What can I do? There's always things to do here, and I don't really want to rush videos and, crawl out from underneath the shed and try to put together a video wearing a rag. You know what I mean? I just would like to once in a while be a little bit more calm and uninterrupted and get into something worthwhile. I sort of got that notion, and here we go. Now this is interesting because it's called the Revelation. All these years I've been saying Revelations, the book of Revelations. That's not correct. Okay, here we go. Just 2 paragraphs. Just as Genesis is the book of beginnings, Revelation is the book of consummation. In it, the divine program of redemption is brought to fruition, and the holy name of God is vindicated before all creation. Although there are numerous prophecies in the Gospels and the epistles, Revelation is the only New Testament book that focuses primarily on prophetic events. Its title meaning unveiling or disclosure. Thus, the book is an unveiling of the character and program of God. Penned by John during his exile on the island of Patmos, Revelation centers around visions and symbols of the resurrected Christ, who alone has authority to judge the earth, to remake it, and to rule it in righteousness. second paragraph. The title of this book in the Greek text is Apocalypsis Ianu. Forgive me if I'm incorrect with those pronunciations, but Revelation of John, that's what it means. Revelation of John. It is also known as the Apocalypse, the transliteration of the word apocalypse, meaning unveiling, disclosure, or revelation. Thus, the book is an unveiling of that which otherwise could not be known. A better title comes from the first verse. Apocalypsis Isu Christo, Jesu Christo, which means revelation of Jesus Christ. This could be taken as a revelation which came from Christ, or as a revelation which is about Christ. Both are appropriate. Dig this. Last sentence. Because of the unified contents of this book, it should not be called Revelations. So, anyways, we stay in the fight. We focus on Jesus. We live one day at a time. And together we can do this thing. So leave me a comment. Let me know if you think we should do this. I think we could all learn from it. Okay? Obviously, we're in the book of Revelation. And let's not, let it pass us by. Why not be blessed? So, give me a shout. Let me know what you think. Also, the version of the Bible that you would prefer, that I read from. And with that, God bless you. And I will see you soon. And thank you for joining me today. Without you, I have no channel. Okay, see you soon.